Hello, welcome back to 3D Drawing for Model Railway. In today's episode, we're going to continue on with the ferry van we've worked on. We've obviously finished up all our drawings, we're pretty happy with it. I've got one other thing I want to do before we export it into printing it, and that's to add in a couple of holes in the bottom. First of all, to make room for the top of the wheel flanges, but secondly, if we need to, we can add some weight in there. It also saves a bit of resin, which obviously is a cost to us. So on the base of the wagon, I'm just going to create a new sketch. I'm just going to create a rectangle. I'm going to use the corner of the WI and come across to the other corner, and then just drag that across. Sort of enough that it's not going to impede onto the tank here. If we define the length of that, go with whatever distance you feel comfortable with. And the same with this one. That's all defined. We can just extrude this then up into the wagon and just creating that pocket there that the WI, the flange of the wheel sit in, but also saving, as I say, that bit of resin that goes up inside. We can then mirror that feature across using our centre line here. So if we just do the mid plane, which one we need, that one there. My midpoint centre, moves across to the other side, so we've got that nice little pocket there. If you need to, you can take a little bit more out of these areas, which I think maybe I will do. So if I just come back, edit that sketch, I'm just going to create maybe a little pocket here that the wheel can sit in a little bit further. And rather than doing it as one extrude, if I just bring that back on the other side of the mirror, I can then turn on that sketch so we can see it. Select it, extrude upwards to the height of the inside of the wagon here. Should be able to just select the floor. No, it doesn't want to do that. Although to be fair, that's only going up to check that. So we've got 12 millimeters there, so we can just extrude that one. Minus 12 millimeters as well. Check that hole. It's fine. So we can then mirror that across. So mirror feature across point horizontal. Should end up with that one there. Maybe it's not that feature, maybe it's that one. Okay, and then if we edit that mirror to also include that extrusion and that mirror. We should end up with those two little cutouts on that side as well. Yep. Okay, so turn all those planes off. Excellent. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is just export this. So we'll save it to start with, make sure it's all saved up, and then up at the top here, drop this menu down, catch up to file, 3D print, select the body, and turn off the utility here. Okay, and we're going to click on OK. I've already created one just as a test, so I'm just going to select the file, just put it in a separate folder, and place that one. Okay, so as I said, the software that we're going to be using today is Lychee Slicer. You can see at the top here is the web address. I'll put a link to that below. I've downloaded the free version and we'll give it a go, see how it looks, see how it compares to Chitubox. Okay, so loading up Lychee, I've come into the software, added in my printer, gone and changed all my settings to match the same settings I've got for Chitubox. So doing this was relatively simple. So have a look back, close the printer. So drag and drop files. So I can come into my folder and print files, select the body, drag it into Lychee. Okay, so we've got the same sort of rotation thing we've got here on Fusion. Doesn't appear to be able to drag it. Right mouse button, you can use to spin round the file that you've got. Okay, let's have a look at arranging. So now we want to rotate. Okay, so I'm going to rotate on the Z-axis. And just type in 90 down here. Okay, so looking at this, I've got the buffers hanging out. I'm going to have to put some rotation onto the x-axis to try and get them to fit. Still hang out that end. See if we can move it across. Maybe that'll help. It's got the top right hanging out. Some more rotation on the x-axis. Don't know why the Y rotation has 31 degrees on it. In front of this, I'm changing the red axis. Okay, so is that all in? No, it's clipping the edge off, so it's a bit more. Okay, it looks like it's all in now. Okay, so that's pretty much the same as Chitubox. I don't see much difference in what we've got to do there. Nothing's highlighting, it looks okay. So next thing we need is the support, so prepare, support, yeah. Okay, so we've got diameters of the supports, they've got medium, light, manuals, auto. I'd never use autos, I think they're rubbish. Even I've looked at some videos for Chitubox, for Lychee, and even that they say the auto supports aren't the best. So I'd still prefer to use the manuals. We can change these. Okay, let's undo those, put them back, so we would never need to. Okay, that's the tip diameter, the core. They're still bigger than what I would normally use in Chitubox. Let's have a quick look at Chitubox's sizes here. Okay, so looking at Chitubox, my contact shape is a cone, contact diameter is 0.2, depth is 0.1. Okay, so it looks like I can't adjust the depth. I can adjust the contact diameter down to 0.2 on the lights, but not the depth. It doesn't auto save either, so when I come back, that automatically reverts back to this. If I do that, override light. Okay, that looks like that's saved, yes. I can't change the contact depth though. Okay. Tip diameter on mediums. I've got mediums. I use 0.4. Change that to 0.4. Override preset mediums. Okay, so that's changing those. That's good. So diameter, it will be these diameters. Maybe. Length. Connection length 4mm on there. See, it looks like from looking at these, I've got more control in Chittybox of my support settings than I do in Lychee. Now I may be wrong, somebody may be able to point me in the direction to be able to change these, but that looks pretty restrictive there with Lychee. Islands, it's an island detector, we can obviously look at that in a minute. I'm not sure this is proximity detection of what maybe parts to each other. Okay, so let's try placing some supports. So zoom in, drag it around. I'm going to put medium support. One place. Let's have a look what's wrong with this side on. We've got some height here. Right, that's not lifting the object. Ah, manual, that's got to be there, clearly. Let's try again. Why is that not lifting? So rotated fine. Lift object 5mm. Manual support. Create racing supports in 2 clicks by pressing Alt. Okay. That's not placed anything either. Okay, let's try a heavy support. Okay, so it's placing heavy support, okay. I wonder if it's because I've adjusted the settings. Okay, let's see if I can delete this one now. Okay, I can just use delete. Yeah. Okay, let's try medium again, see if it'll place now. Okay, it'll place up here, but not down the bottom here when you actually need it. It's got lift set in here. I'm wondering if it's because this isn't lifting off of, not lifting off the base here, which you would expect it to. As soon as you come into the settings here, lift object, you would expect it to do that. Do that. Generate, that's lifted it itself there. Okay, let's undo that. So even that came up with loads of bits that are unsupported. So you see the auto supports don't always work. Undo that. So that's at the bottom. Utilities, lift object. It's still into place. Why won't it auto lift? I think that's showing the visibility on all of them. So let's try auto support, put the supports in, and see if we can just remove them all, and see if this will stay lifted. Okay, so 75 supports, one support not placed, not finding a place to go, 104 islands supported, 7 island supports not placed. Okay, so it still needs fixing. Can we remove auto supports? Is there a simple button to do that? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so let's go back into the layout. Let's move the object. Let's go 4 millimeters to see if we can then place the supports underneath. Okay, so that must be something to do with this. It's not lifting for some reason. So maybe that's gone onto the light. Oh, okay, that's a good thing. I can just change the support by just clicking on it. Okay, good. Happy with that. That's quite good. Put some supports across the bottom edge. Looks like the controls to move around are pretty much the same as Chitu Box. Some light supports onto these. These are going to need lots of light supports around these because there's a lot of overhanging areas. They're done. That's going to be supporting underneath there. Little tree type shapes there with the supports. wondering whether that mirror would move down automatically across. Doesn't appear to. Don't know exactly what it does. Okay, some more supports in there. It does mirror when you place it. So a lot of supports going into there. It's going to be a bit of a nightmare, really, I think, with this. Support on the end there. So pretty much what I'm seeing here is pretty similar to Chippy Box. I'm not seeing much difference there, other than the ability maybe to change these. Okay, so we've got these spots. Okay, so it has mirrored. Okay, so that's quite useful actually. If I do a Y support mirror. Ah, okay, yeah, okay. Support on there. Okay, yeah, that's actually quite a useful tool. Let's support these mirroring up the top and bottom. Okay, so that's useful. Because then you only got to do half the wagon really, because it will do supports on the other side. Okay, that's quite good. Although I didn't put one in there, because there isn't a part on there. Okay, yeah. That I can see is going to be useful. What else have we got we can play on? Advanced, we obviously can't play in there. Islands will be the bit at the bottom. Island detector. Okay, let's search that and see what it comes up with. Okay, highlighting all the islands there, that's good. The thing that's I'm finding interesting there is it's not highlighting these rivets, even though if you come up, you see there's an island being formed there. Can we alter this? Play around on that level? We can do that. We can skip through them. Okay, that's fine. Can't just scroll to that page, that level though. Auto supports the island. Can't do 6. Okay, let's look at what those 6 are. Why can't I do it? I can't actually see why that would be an island. Because surely this going to print from this direction up to it. That shouldn't be an island. Yeah, I can see why that would be, maybe. because that's supported here. Okay, so obviously you can play around that stuff. I can see there's going to be some benefits, and I'm going to have to spend some more time just going through these bits and pieces. But I think that's probably going to be the most useful, this mirror section. As I said, I don't like auto supports, I wouldn't use them. Why is that turned off now? In there. Yep, okay. Play around with rafting. I don't want the raft underneath, I wouldn't do that. Hollow, I never use hollow in the software. Visibility turns off things, yeah, okay. Makes it easier to see through things, yeah. Let's say we're done there, we export it. So settings in, yeah. Change the file, export to either Photon or PWS, that's fine. Okay, yeah. So we want to go with that. Okay, it's going to do an advert every time. We'll do Pro to be able to skip past that. Okay, fair enough. Continue. Okay, so yeah, looking at it, tells you the resin, the estimated time, where the file's been saved. Okay, works pretty much the same as Chittybox, that's what I'd be expecting to see. That's interesting. One support colliding. Didn't have that highlighted in this. Can't see any errors in there, but okay, it's not helpful when it doesn't tell you what support it is. I wonder if that's a pro version issue. Okay, so you can see how, yeah, I think Lychee might be worth looking into, and something we can spend some more time. I can spend some more time learning. Be interesting to see how this print file compares through the slicing software to see for the islands. Which in fact I'll have a look at that now and see what happens. Okay, so looking in the file validator is a prime example of why auto supports don't work. So Lychee hasn't picked up any of these rivets at all needing a support. Coming into auto support, you can see how that each rivet will actually need a support because it's producing an island. So you can see why I veer away from auto supports and I don't actually like them. But getting away from that, I think that, yeah, Lychee probably does have more benefits in it to Chittybox, and Chittybox will probably have some way to catch up. For me, I think this mirroring might be the best option, or the best option within Lychee that I've seen that will make life a lot easier, specifically when you print or trying to support items which have symmetrical size. Yeah, that's. I'm willing to give it a bit more go, and I will spend a bit more time going through it away from the videos. But I think that's the biggest difference. I don't think that there's too much there that there should be a fight over which is better. Who, Lychee or Chitterbox. Everyone's going to have their own preference. It's a bit like anything in life. Some people prefer one specific brand of cars. Others prefer another. And they all do the same job. They get you made to be. It's just the work that you do around them is going to be slightly different. So hopefully this has given us some insight into Lychee. I might play around with some other files and see how we get on. But it's for me, I think it's pretty much horses for courses. Everyone's got their own preference. But yeah, as I say, the mirror option I think is probably going to be the most beneficial one, and I do like that as an option. So I hope you've enjoyed today's lesson. It's more of a review rather than a lesson. Spend some time yourself within there. Just play around with the software. It's pretty similar to Chitterbox. I've given you an overview to see how you get on. Thanks for watching.